the most important elements of the soil we depend on is that of soil organic matter, the stable humic substance that acts as the kingpin for every fertile soil. So why do we need soil organic matter in arable systems? Well, soil organic matter has the effect of filtrating and neutralising harmful pollutants as they enter the watercourse, meaning that the water within our watercourse is much less likely to be susceptible to harmful pollutants. High soil organic matter also helps to bind together particulates in the soil, meaning that they're much less likely to be dislodged by wind and rain erosion.
They also estimated that for the average organic farm, the soils of which contain up to 20% more soil organic matter than conventional store globally 0.27 to 0.45 tonnes more carbon and topsoil per hectare each year.
So if UK farms were to enact upon the Soil Association's recommendation of a 20% increase in soil organic matter across UK arable soils, even the lower estimate of this equation would mean that there was around 1.3 million tonnes more carbon captured in UK arable soils.
Well, Sir Albert Howard, who wrote the Agricultural Testament in 1948, was a very strong supporter of organic farming. His main philosophy was that the processes of growth must be balanced by the processes of decay. So by that he means increasing the soil organic matter content by incorporating more plant residues back into the soil, by growing catch crops and green manures such as clover leaves or grass leaves, which would then be incorporated back into the soil to supplement the increasing depletion of nutrition from our soils through continual year upon year harvests.
Moving on from organic farming, John Kemp from the organisation Advancing Eco-Agriculture identified how plants and arable rotations can increase the organic matter content of soils while still growing.
As the plant reaches pollination and just before it gets to the reproduction stage, the amount of sugars released as root exudates increases dramatically. This is because the plant is trying to build up reserves of nutrition in the soil profile so that it can tap into that resource as the plant reaches the fruit bearing stage. The plant will take up about 3/4 of the sucrose it produces and put it into the fruit. Therefore it will need to tap into the reserves of nutrition that it built up in the soil profile during the framing stage. And this is at full capacity photosynthesis. Therefore, if the plant is not at full photosynthetic capacity, the root exudates released into the soil will not be as plentiful as it would be at full capacity.
The plant therefore produces lipids as a means of better energy storage, which are released as root exudates. Because these lipids cannot be digested by bacteria, fungal digestion and humification occurs, and these substances are repeatedly digested in the rhizosphere until a stable humic substance is produced, and therefore adding to the organic matter content of the soil.
Therefore, to ensure organic matter can be built up as quickly as possible, one must ensure that photosynthesis occurs as efficiently as is humanly possible. To maximise the photosynthesis capacity of the plant, the right nutrients for chlorophyll production will need to be supplied. For example, magnesium, iron, nitrogen and manganese. Manganese has been found to be deficient in many arable soils due to the increasing use of glyphosate.
Kemp also argued that the best way to build strong fungal decomposition in soils is to ensure that there is a strong bacterial community. So for this to happen, farmers will need to ensure that the soil is adequately aerated. One of the most important factors when increasing soil organic matter build-up is to ensure that the right type of biological decomposition occurs. So for this, you need to ensure that the fungal decomposition and humification occurs rather than mineralisation. And in many cases, crops such as catch crops like green manures, brassicas have been grown to promote soil fertility. And with these crops that have a high nitrogen to carbon ratio, it encourages bacterial decomposition and mineralisation rather than humification. So the essential ingredient for fungal decomposition and humification to occur is lipids. The crop residues that would give greatest opportunity for fungal decomposition to occur is the dry lignified crop residues that are high in carbon, low in nitrogen and high in lipid content.
In conclusion, organic matter is very important to the soil structure in order to ensure that the plants can take all of the nutrients from the soil This can be improved in a number of ways, using cover crops, chopping straw in ways to increase the organic matter. Good organic matter levels are important to ensure that plants can take all of the nutrients from the soil, which in turn will ensure that the plants function at full photosynthetic capacity. This will further add to the build-up of organic matter.